All right. I wanted to do this because this was interesting, and if you're in the states on the East Coast, happy Fourth of July, or if you're in the Midwest, happy Fourth of July. Independence Day. That's what it is. I'm gonna start out. Number five is the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2016-17 team. Now there's one college game on this list, and soon we will be getting to it. Um, This game was a lot of fun. The Lightning were in a playoff chase. The Panthers were also in a playoff chase. 16-17. The Lightning and Panthers both missed the playoffs that year. Lightning had a bunch of injuries. Panthers were just not very good. And Gerard Gallant got bumped off the team. And well, the Panthers jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Jaromir Jagr, who I can't believe I saw that man play in person. And I think Barkov Huberdeau scored. I don't know who scored the second goal, but for Tampa, Kucherov scored first. Then it was Yanni Gourde, and then Andre Schuster. Tampa Bay won 3-2. Actually, was it Schuster? It may have been Palat who tipped it, but I don't know. Palat may end up leaving Tampa because he wants more money. Kept us alive in the playoff chase. I did go to another game that same week against the Capitals that we ended up losing. Not very fun going to that game, but seeing Ovechkin was fun. But that game, due to the win and the fact that it was a really good game, I had to put it on this list. Number 4, the UCF Knights and the Marshall Thundering Herd, the 2019 Gasparilla Bowl. Now, that was a fun game to go to. I got free tickets to that game, luckily. I had good seats, too. I have a video of a UCF touchdown. It was a quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, and as an Oklahoma fan, I'm actually excited to have him. He's pretty good. I've seen him play in person. I'm really high on Dylan Gabriel. I think Gabriel's going to be the best quarterback in the Big 12. UCF scored 45 points. That's all you need to know. Marshall did score 28 on them, but Dylan Gabriel has an arm. Dylan Gabriel has an absolute cannon of an arm. And I can't believe he's now at Oklahoma, and Oklahoma, we're going to like him. I'm telling everyone, we're going to like Dylan Gabriel. I've seen him play in person. Dude has an arm. He's that good. Number 3 is the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2016-17. This game's on the list for many reasons. One, getting to see Brady play in person is definitely the game. Definitely a pleasure. Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time and the greatest player in NFL history. Brady's also the current all-time leading passer and passing touchdown leader. And is one of the more accurate quarterbacks in league history. Brady has also got 7 Super Bowl championships, 3 MVPs, and 5 Super Bowl MVPs. He's 37, 38, 49, 51, and 54. Actually 55, not 54. But you get what I mean. Brady is Brady. And, well, Brady and the Patriots, Brady for a pick. Brady did not have that good of a game, though. That's the thing. And that was probably Brady's worst game of his MVP season against the Bucs. Brady has trouble in the state of Florida, but not since he came to Tampa. I will have an opportunity to get to see Brady this upcoming season for the Bucs. Either week 4 against the Chiefs or week 8 against the Ravens. It's one of those 2 games. Probably week 8 because it's much cheaper. And I like going to games under the lights. This game was no exception. Nick Folk free missed field goals cost Tampa that game. New England ended up winning that game and proceeded to go 13-3. And the Patriots are coming off a loss to the Panthers. Brady ended up winning MVP that year over Carson Wentz and Todd Gurley, rightfully deserved. Brady carried the worst defensive team in the NFL to 13 wins in an AFC Championship victory. Brady ended up carrying that team. Brady had Brady's 2021 was very similar to that 2017 season where Brady won MVP. I don't get how Rodgers won MVP because Brady's defense was much worse than Rodgers, and Brady's receivers kept dropping. Most of Brady's receivers kept dropping the ball. Everyone's saying Brady had the best weapons. They were dropping a lot of passes. Says at the same time. But anyways, I'm gonna get into that in another video on the whole Rodgers and Brady debate. Moving on, number 2 is the St. Louis Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Rays. Happened this year. It literally happened this year. I literally went to that game. It was the second game. It was Packy Naughton versus Corey Kluber. Getting to see a bunch of dudes. Corey Kluber pitch. I had to see Yadier Molina pitch. Yeah, you had that right. I saw Yadier Molina pitch. Paul Goldschmidt, Randy Arozarena, G-Man Choi, a bunch of guys. Isaac Paredes before he got hot. Thanks, Tigers, you dummies. The Tigers are literal dummies for that. I like Meadows, but Isaac Paredes was a steal. And the the Cardinals, they were first in their division at that time. The Rays dominated. Tyler O'Neill hit a home run and a half. I believe that was his first game back from injury. It was actually. I saw Newt Barr, saw Tyler O'Neill. I saw a bunch of dudes. DJ McFarland forgot how many outs there were, and that led to another run scoring. But we still would have won even without that. So 11-3 Rays win. Yadier Molina pitching is fun. And then moving on, the next game, number 1 on this list was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints in the calendar year of 2017. Actually, on New Year's Eve of 2016, the Bucs and the Saints, Week 17. Breeze and the Saints were fighting for the NFC South, while the Bucs were long out of the playoffs and were fighting for a higher draft pick. And it was a good game, actually. Bucs struck first. It was a touchdown down to, was it Mike Evans, I think? Probably Mike Evans, because Mike Evans had a lot of touchdowns that year. Then the Saints run back a kickoff. Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara. We'll get into him later. Runs back the kickoff for a touchdown. And the Saints score off the Jameis Winston interception. Jameis Winston loves throwing interceptions against the Saints. Now he's on the Saints. He joined the Saints just so he doesn't throw interceptions. And I may get to see that game against the Saints this year, but again, probably not, because the Bucs always lose to the Saints. And the Bucs won that. In no surprise, they won the game. I did not think they would win that game, even though I went to that game. I did not think they would win because the Bucs were tanking and the Saints were going for a division title and a high seed in the NFC, and they did get that division title. I know. Skipping ahead, the Bucs were down 1 because they missed an extra point. Because the Bucs are horrible with kickers, except for Ryan Suckup and Martin Gramatica. Those are probably their 2 best kickers of all time. The Bucs are going to be, and then the Bucs play. It's the Saints had the lead. The Bucs were, Jameis Winston scored. They didn't get the extra point. A punt by the Bucs. Then the Saints fumbled the punt, and the Bucs pick it up and take it for a touchdown. And he tried to return it, because he fumbled the ball. Tampa was allowed to, because it was on a return, he was allowed to fumble. If it hits your hands while returning a punt, while crouching under for a punt, it's a muff. You can't advance it. That's it, unless you're the returning team trying to return the ball. Then the Saints have the lead again. And then in the final minutes, I was getting ready to leave because traffic. I wanted to beat traffic. And Jameis threw a long touchdown to Chris Godwin. And that ended up being the game winner. And they went for 2. Got it. 7-point game. Saints go for a Hail Mary. They miss it. And the Bucs win 31-24. Games I nearly went to. Number 1, the 2017 College Football Playoff National Championship game between the Clemson Tigers and the Alabama Crimson Tide that happened in the calendar year of 2017. That's why I'm saying it. Actually, that Bucs Saints game was 2017. It was New Year's Eve 2017, about to be 2018. Clemson and Bama were the 2 best teams in college football that year, and especially entering up into the national title game. It was inevitable that these 2 would meet again, and boy, was it as good as last year? Absolutely it was, if not even better. Bo Scarborough, first two touchdowns of the game were both by Bo Scarborough and Alabama. They were up 14-0. Then Deshaun Watson scores 14-7. Alabama kicks a field goal, 17-7. Watson to Renfro, 17-14. Hurts to O.J. Howard. You heard that name quite a lot. 24-14. And then Mike Williams from Deshaun Watson, 24-21. Wayne Gallman, 28-24. Jalen Hurts with an insane run, 31-28. And then Deshaun Watson to Hunter Renfro, 35-31. And not only that, but that was kind of an illegal push off, but that was an illegal pick actually, but I'm going to let that slide because it was still a phenomenal game. Number 2, the Bucs and the Bills. That was a phenomenal game. Josh Allen and Tom Brady, and the Bucs won in overtime. And finally, number 3, another game I almost went to, the Bucs and the Eagles in the wild card round. I almost went to that game, couldn't, because fuck you, COVID. Because I thought I had COVID, but I tested negative, so I was good. And I ended up leaving so I ended up staying at home watching the game and then just chilled out. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time for my AFC predictions. See y'all next time. And I'm also going to do predictions for the Georgia Bulldogs. I'll be out. See y'all later.